Hi there, my name is Mary Salisbury. My company is The Right Divorce Solution, located in Wilmington, North Carolina. I am a divorce mediator and a divorce financial planner, and my mission is to help people divorce with grace, to help them divorce in an emotionally healthier manner, and to help them divorce in a financially smarter manner. So today's topic is going to be about how you can get some much needed cash in divorce. Often in divorce, unfortunately, there's a need for cash. You have to pay your attorney. You might need to buy a house and put a down payment down. You might need to pay your soon-to-be ex-spouse off under the divorce decree because of the way you've divided assets. You may be the one keeping the house, and so you have to pay them off for their part of the equity. So where do you get that cash if there's no cash around? One of the ways is if there is a 401k plan at your ex-spouse's employer. So there's a special rule that applies to 401k plans, and that it only applies to the non-plan participant. So this does not apply to the person who is at the employer who has a 401k. This special rule applies to what they call the alternate payee. So the rule is that if you are an alternate payee, you can get a distribution that is incident to divorce and not be subject to that 10% early withdrawal penalty that applies if you are less than age 59 and a half. So keep in mind that you're still going to be subject to ordinary income tax, but that 10% penalty is a killer. So this is a way to be able to avoid paying that 10% penalty. So what you have to do is you would have to have a document called a Qualified Domestic Relations Order. It's called sometimes it's called a quadro, some people call it a QDRO, but it's a special document in and of itself, which is not, it can be a little bit of money, anywhere from say $500 to maybe $1,000 or even above to prepare this Qualified Domestic Relations Order. But if, you need to have this cash and this is the only way to get it, it'll be worth doing that. And sometimes, even you're going to be doing it anyway because, the 401k plan is really it has to be split in order to, divide your assets. So, you may already need to have this done anyway. But what happens is that, say you have $50,000 coming to you out of your soon-to-be ex-spouse's 401k plan. So, you submit this Qualified Domestic Relations Order to the plan administrator. You don't have to say at the time you write this order up how you want the money. You don't have to say in that order that you're going to want cash. So at the time that the plan administrator says, okay, all the paperwork's done, how do you want your money? You tell the plan administrator, like, okay, now I'm going to need $20,000 in cash, so give me this $20,000 in cash. So the plan administrator, you have a one-time chance at the time that you get this distribution out of the 401k plan to tell the plan administrator that you want this cash to avoid that penalty. So you can't, say, hey, plan administrator, roll this on over to my IRA, and then 2 years from now you're like, well, I'd like to buy a house, and I'm going to take a withdrawal from my IRA because that's the only place I can get any money. You're going to be subject to that age 59 and a half, early withdrawal penalty. So, of course, I'm talking to people who are less than 59 and a half in this video because otherwise the penalty doesn't apply to you anyway. But so you want to think about this at the time you get this distribution. You need to decide whether you want some cash or not. My vote is, if you can avoid it, keep that money for retirement. But, because I used to be a plan administrator or a financial advisor, So, my wish is for everybody to keep their money in retirement savings. But, I know people can't. So think about it, when it's time to get that distribution. Do you need some cash? And if you need cash, think about the fact that you're going to have to pay ordinary income tax. So if you need $20,000, think about how much tax you're going to have to pay on that $20,000 and ask for more. to be able to cover your taxes, and then stash that away, or go ahead and pay that to the IRS so that you know that's paid for. But anyway, this is a really good way to get some cash, much needed cash. You know that unfortunately divorce is expensive, and you know you got to find it somewhere. So keep this in mind. You can tell your mediator or your lawyer or your financial person that you're interested in getting cash out of your ex-husband's 401k plan, and this is a great way to handle that problem.